It's Nehemiah from Science Hub class. We're looking at the introduction to biology. So we have the intro, the introduction. All right. The first thing to do is to understand what biology means. So what's biology? Biology is derived from two Greek words, the bios, which means life, then the logos, which means study. All right. Bios means life, logos means study. So you can say biology is the study of life. All right. Now, life is known as organism. Life is known as organism. Now, these organisms are divided into plants and animal. That was the first classification. 1707. In 1707, organism was classified into plant and animal. All right. This classification was done by Carl Linnaeus. All right. It was done by Carl Linnaeus or Carolus Linnaeus. All right. Now, he classified organism into plant and animal. But subsequently, other biologists, other scientists begin to discover that if you say every organism belongs to plant and animal, it has limited classification, or it can limit our method of classification. What I mean by that is every organism in the world does not actually fall into plant and animal. There are some organisms that are not plant. There are some organisms that are not animal. And that the scientists now came up with a broader classification. In fact, they came up with what we know as the super kingdom. And then we have the super kingdom to be the kingdom prokaryote, the kingdom eukaryote, and the kingdom archaea. All right? The kingdom prokaryote, kingdom eukaryote, and the kingdom archaea. These kingdoms is what we use to classify all living organisms on earth. And now the kingdom is subdivided. Now this is called the domain. This is called the domain. Now, from this domain, we have the kingdom. And the kingdom is 5 of those. Monera, 2 Protista, 3 fungi, 4 plantae, then 5 animalia. Okay, all right, animalia. All right, these kingdoms are, this domain are divided into kingdom. And the kingdom, we have Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom fungi, kingdom plantae, kingdom animalia. Now, you look at the kingdom Monera, it is known as the prokaryotes. They are the kingdom prokaryotes. Okay, now from here or down here is known as the kingdom eukaryote. Now, what of the archaea? Now, archaea sometimes behave like a prokaryote, sometimes behave like a eukaryote. So archaea is in between prokaryote, eukaryote, prokaryote, based on certain conditions and criteria that is involved at a time. So we look at these guys. This is what we're going to be studying in biology. We're studying Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, animalia. We're going to study each of those in details. So let's go. Every living organism is classified under the taxonomical hierarchy of life. So what is taxonomical hierarchy of life? What is taxonomical hierarchy of life? So for taxonomical hierarchy of life, we understand that we have the domain, we have the kingdom, we have the division or the phyla, we have class, we have order, we have family, we have genus, and we have species. Now, the hierarchy of life, or the taxonomical hierarchy of life, is the tree in which every organism is classified from the domain or through to the species level. For instance, in this hierarchy of life, we have division, we have phyla. Phyla is used when you talk about the animals. Division is used when you talk about the plants. All right? The highest level of classification is known as the domain. The domain is the highest level of classification, and it is most inclusive. It has most inclusive organisms from different ranges of species. Then we have the kingdom. The kingdom is the second in rank to the highest level of classification and also most inclusive. Then we talk about the species. The species is the least inclusive. This is where the organisms can interbreed. For instance, you see, if you want to classify a dog and a man, this is a dog, this is a man. All right. A dog belongs to the domain, the same domain with the man. A dog belongs to the eukaryota and belongs also to the eukaryota. So, a dog belongs to the domain eukaryota, man belongs to the domain eukaryota. Good. Now the kingdom. A dog belongs to Animalia, man belongs to Animalia. All right. A dog is an animal, man is an animal. All right. Now, let's go ahead. What of the phyla? The phyla, not division. Division is for plant. A dog is a vertebrate. A man is a vertebrate. Oh, wow. So, from the domain to the kingdom to the phyla, man and dog look alike. All right. What of the class? Class, I'm not going to give you. Now, what of the order? Order, I'm not going to give you. What of the family? Family, I'm not going to give you. What of the genus? Genus, I'm not going to give you. What of the species? Well, the species of man is known as Homo sapiens. The species of dog is known as Musa domestica. I like space. Now, this is known as Homo sapiens. All right, this is Homo sapiens. This is now Musa domestica. What's the species name for dog? Is it Musa domestica or Canis domestica? Musa domestica is housefly. This one is Canis domestica. I remember now. So this is not Musa domestica. This is Canis domestica. If it is for housefly, it is Musa domestica. All right. Now this is all the hierarchy or taxonomical hierarchy of life. If you pick any organism, then you must classify those organisms from the domain to the kingdom, to division, to class, to order, to family, to genus, to species, before you can be able to identify that organism. What biology is doing is they want to pick every organism and make a proper study and identification of those organisms. So in our next class, we'll be dealing with okay, before we go to the next class, let's talk about the characteristics of living organisms. All right, the characteristics of living organism is known as Mr. Niger D. C. All right. Mr. Niger D. C. So we have M for movement. Well, I can move from here to the side. I can move back again. That's a living organism. You can move from front, back, left, but move with purpose, not just be moving anyhow. Moving is not motion, movement is not progress. Just make sure you're moving with purpose. Movement. Now we have respiration or reproduction. Respiration first. Now we have N. Nutrition, food. But remember to fast. Fasting is good for you. Irritability. Well, irritability. Respiration. You can breathe. If you're living organism, you can respire. Then nutrition. Don't eat too much. Eating too much is not good for you. Then we have irritability. That's the ability to respond to stimuli. Right? Stimuli. All right. Growth. Growth is an irreversible increase in size and in weight. So, growth is an irreversible increase in size. It's irreversible increase in size of the body. All right? Excretion. So excretion is a removal of waste metabolic material from the body. R. Reproduction. The art of giving back to new species or progeny. Okay, giving rise to new species or progeny. Then D. Death. Well, every living organism must die, but you need to prepare for dying. You need to give your life to Jesus. You need to be born again so that when you die, you'll be in paradise. But if you die without being born again, I'm sorry, you die to die. But if you die and you're born again, you die to live. All right. So we have C, competition. All right. In living organisms, they compete with one another. They're trying to compete. Well, I don't want to compete with anybody. I want to compete with myself. All right. There's competition, but make the competition with yourself. Don't compete with anybody. You know that. All right. For death, every person will die, but prepare by giving your life to Jesus. That's it. All right. Okay. This is the characteristics of living things. All right. This is all I've got for you in this video. See you in the next class. Have a great day. Bye-bye.